As here says that breaking Atiku Abubakar is allegedly set to join NDC coalition to support Peter Obi after INEC allegedly declined to recognize the David Mark faction and instead uploaded the Balagombe factions as the candidates from ADC. That means Atiku might not even have a party to run, and now he's set to join NDC to support Peter Obi because he can't join the NDC to become the flag bearer. He will either succumb and join Peter Obi to win the next election, or he will just stay without a party. Now, talking of INEC, Chidera Carlo said that the politicians don't need our votes to get power. Who do they need? The judges. That is why Wike is building mansions for judges. That is why state governors are donating Prados and Land Cruisers to judges across the states. That is why they are making sure judges are the best paid people in Nigeria. Meanwhile, the governors who cannot pay the minimum wages are feeding judges with the kind of money and emoluments you cannot add up. Yeah, they are building houses for judges, they are buying cars, Prados, they are making sure that they are well paid because that is the only way they can assume office. They cannot campaign with what they've done, what they've achieved. What is that thing that APC can campaign with now that they've achieved for Nigerians, or that we have benefited from APC? Is it security? Is it employment? Is it light? Is it good road? Nothing. And he also said that INEC can simply write results. No need for elections. Carlo wants polls may be reduced to charades. That INEC can still write the results for APC government because the way they're going now is as if everybody is working for the APC. The governors, the INEC, the judges, the police, the army, everybody is working for the APC. They don't even care if it's following the law and constitution. Even the Senate, House of Rep, all of them are working for the APC government. Nobody cares if they are following the rules and regulations. So far, they are doing everything they can do to remain in power. They don't care what they are doing. Like I said, guys, watch what this video. Let me get your views about that in the comments, and please don't forget to hit your video. I will see you guys in my next video. Please subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys.
The politicians don't need our votes to get to power. Who do they need? The judges. That is why Wike is building mansions for judges. That is why state governors are donating Prados and Land Cruisers to judges across the states. That is why they are making sure judges are the best paid people in Nigeria. And meanwhile, governors who cannot pay minimum wage are feeding judges with the kind of money and emoluments and free pay that you cannot add up and cannot declare. Because citizens don't care.
So, but Prof, you think buying houses and giving vehicles to judges are wrong?
By politicians? Of course I think it's wrong. You think I'm going to pull back from that and tell you it is very right? It is wrong.
To help them do their jobs well, make them
Excuse me, what happened
so
to
that they are
judicial
not
budget?
susceptible to
What happened to judicial budgets? Now, okay, so a governor has money or thinks they have money to give to procurement of vehicles for judges. Why is that not in the judicial budget?
So anything that anyone, because in the code of conduct for judicial officers, it is given that there is an amount, there is a level of gifting that any judge can subject himself or herself to.
No.
But it's in the code of conduct that you cannot receive
precisely
gifts. Do you amount these kind of houses or vehicles to this kind of gifts?
Absolutely, yes. So, as a matter of fact,
any judge that receives this vehicle or house has breached the code of judicial conduct.
As far as if I'm a lawyer arguing before a court in Nigeria, and you have received, and I'm in a case involving a state governor or a state government, and you have received a car, I will seek to recuse you. As a matter, I will not negotiate it. I will recuse you, or you will recuse, or you'll sack me from your court. But I will not continue doing a case before you if you have received a vehicle from a governor. And if you're a chief judge and you are signing a case, having received a car from a governor, I'll fight you to the end if I were a lawyer in the state. I won't. This is the point. And now we all have to make accommodations for these things. I practiced law. I started off legal practice at a time in this country when that was unheard of. I've been a lawyer in this country for nearly 40 years. Okay? I started off before the law entirely left me. And I'm happy that it left me, because there are things I can no longer understand. This is the same country in which Alison Madueke, when he became military governor of Anambra State, old Anambra State in 1984, summoned Emmanuel Araka, who was the chief judge of Anambra State at the time. Araka declined to go to the office of the state governor because he found it incompatible with his status as a judge. And he was seeking accommodation for them to meet in a neutral place. Alison Madueke summoned him a second time. He declined. Alison Madueke went to Tunde Idiagbon and asked Tunde Idiagbon, it is either that man is fired or you get rid of me. And because Alison Madueke, although he was a Navy captain, he was senior to Tunde Idiagbon. Okay? Alison Madueke was in regular course 1 of the Nigerian Defense Academy. He only lost seniority as a result of the Civil War. All right? But actually his mates were Aliu Gusau and the lot. Yeah. Okay? So he was in Oladipo Dia and all that. So as a result, they looked at Tunde Alison Madueke, and what did they do? He told him fire him. They fired Emmanuel Araka as a result. 1984. Okay? Now, why did they fire him? Because he asserted his independence as a chief judge of the state. We had judges in this country, and we still do, by the way, who are not willing to bend to the caprice of temporal power for the purpose of keeping office. But now they are endangered. And it is important to remember that the judicial office is not one where you go to beg for cars in order to do your work. These days, if you're independent, you don't get a car. Your orderly is withdrawn. You're sent to a court where the roof is leaking, and you're sent to a place where you're endangered without protection. That is what they do to the judges who are today willing to be independent and truthful to their judicial oaths.
So you think independence largely has been thrown out of the window in Nigerian judiciary?
Manifestly.
Are we in danger?
Who are we?
The people of Nigeria.
Are we not living with it at the moment? That is why violence is rising, because lawyers are going to hire heavies, are going to hire thugs to recover debt rather than go to court. You know, mechanisms of mediation and arbitration are not working because you cannot trust them anymore to work. People, you have court orders that are not being respected. I'm not even going to. What is his name? Alhaji Maman, the immediate past, the former minister for energy, right? Power, who was convicted. He was convicted in absentia, wasn't he? Was he in court when he was convicted? To the best of your knowledge, is that compatible with the standards of criminal procedure that you've been taught?
When your trial is being opened, your charges must be read to you. When in the close of trial, on judgment, you must be in the dock, standing to receive your trial.
Nobody found that incongruous, that we were convicting a person who was not in court. It seemed all normal. And it is because of the embarrassment and the rising public askance that they went and looked and took him back from where they secreted him. Because quite clearly, I cannot understand how a person of that seniority could have been undergoing trial while being absent from court, and nobody was worried about that. And so when the public askance started rising, they went and just collected him back from where they had secreted him in Kaduna. That it does not bother any of us.